Well, folks, we are back. It's the CFT for College Football 26. I am the other guy alongside my broadcast partner, Brownsville Gamer.
And we're watching Indiana at Oregon, two top 10 teams, both from the Big Ten, trying to go for their first win in the new series of the CFT 26.
Well, BBG, what do you think about Indiana now that they're back and we haven't seen them since the inaugural tournament?
Well, first off, let us acknowledge that we're looking at a previous champion of the
that is
CFT
true.
national champions back at CFT 14 for NCAA 14 on the 360. And think about where they came from. They were a fourth seed that were 3-2 back when there were only 5 rounds in the tournament. They beat Maryland, Marshall, Western Kentucky, but they had a big win and a big loss to Baylor in the national semifinals. Back before they had 8 slots, they had 4 slots in the playoffs. That was at a time when Central Florida was shocking the tournament scene by making it into a final round appearance. Remember that?
That's true. They are back-to-back semifinal runner-up. So they tried to do something. Unfortunately, they couldn't make this year's tournament.
Or national final runner-ups.
Sorry about that.
Yeah.
But they made it far back-to-back. But, talking about Indiana, I'm glad to see them back, But, I mean, they're facing Oregon, one of the top teams in the country.
Well, let us not forget, they qualified out of the Big Ten Conference Play-In Tournament, and they had a really tough field. I mean, the Big Ten is a stacked conference. And the fact that they're dealing with another team that, by the way, Oregon was an auto bid team. They were third ranked in terms of our auto bid process. I mean, we're looking at 2 highly competitive teams that, regardless of whoever wins today, they might go pretty far in this tournament, at least a quarterfinal finish.
You might have a point here as we see the Oregon defense set up as Indiana starts their first drive.
I want you to pay attention to the quarterback. I think the quarterback in this game, Fernando Mendoza, number 15, he is a stellar performer. I think that we're going to see some really good things. But I'm also curious about the running back, Henry, number 1, and how well they're going to run the ball. Will that be a key to their success?
Well, I don't know. As you can see, the kick is short.
I mean, it had the direction, but it just didn't have enough gas.
So this is a different Indiana team because the Indiana team that we saw in the inaugural CFT was unranked, and they wasn't one of the best teams that we had to offer. Now,
that was a drop pass, by the way. It's now 2nd and 10 at the 37.
Yeah, and that's going to be another drop pass. It's going to be 3rd and 10. It's not looking good for Oregon.
Yeah, you can continue what you were saying. I just
Indiana is now one of the top 10 teams in the country.
Yeah.
And they're doing pretty good. Again, they're facing Oregon, one of the top places to play in the country. I mean, what do they need to do offensively to stay in this game and to compete with Oregon?
I think that you have to think about Mendoza as a guy that is confident to throw it in the air, just like how he got it to number 13. When he's confident in the air, he can make some really good plays go out. But it's number 1, Henry, that I really want people to pay attention to. He is fearless when he tries to run the gap. And I think that he can be devastating if used properly against a pretty tight defense from Indiana.
Okay.
From Oregon.
Indiana, it's now 3rd and 9. Let's see if they can keep the change moving, or they're going to have to punt because I doubt their field goal kicker is in range after he just missed the previous.
Keep in mind, they're playing in the 9th toughest stadium in the country.
Ooh.
So you're dealing with a really hostile crowd of Duck fans, and you got to be careful in terms of how you're handling such pressure like this.
As you can see there, it got to them as they had to punt, and Oregon gets the ball, and
only moves to about 4 yards. Let's remind ourselves about Oregon. They got here last year. They were actually national quarterfinalists in our CFT 25 tournament. They lost to the eventual champions, Georgia. They were the 8th seed, so they barely squeaked in with a 4-2 record, defeating Miami of Ohio, Oregon State, Liberty, but a very impressive win against Penn State at home. And this year they auto bid and they're 3rd seed in the auto bid rankings. So let's see if they can make some movement. They're very close to another first down. It's 3rd and inches at the 45. Was able to get it in for another first down for the Ducks. first and 10 at the 50, gets it up the middle to number 18. And that was a stellar move by Dante Moore, the quarterback. Yo, if there's one thing that I want people to pay attention to about Moore, this guy got an arm. He has a 93 rating just on his throw.
Oh, and they get to the quarterback.
It doesn't mean anything if number 13 Wyatt just comes in and just goes in for a sack.
And he was holding his midsection. Hope he's okay. He's back out there in the field, so he looks like he's just shaking up out of play.
Yeah, he's hurt. He's not injured. 39 at the 24, and the screen pass. It doesn't do much. It puts them at.
Oh, they've been aggressive early going
But they're
for
going to
it.
try to go for it on fourth.
I think they should have just took the points.
They're going to try to see if they can make it work, but they did not make the right decision, costing them a sack, turnover on down.
What do you think about the Colts going for it in the first quarter? Why didn't you just take the points?
I don't know. They were trying to make a statement, but right there, the quarterback stalls, and that's a loss of 8, and that's already the end of the first quarter. Are we looking at a defensive battle here?
I don't know. I mean, looking at what we got so far for the stats, I mean, Oregon has -9 rushing yards, so that's not good.
It's not at all, but we haven't really seen much from Indiana when it comes to the passing game. I mean, they're relying on Henry, but let's see if he can get it out there. He's going to try to do it, but that was incomplete. So it's now 3rd and 19 at the 18.
Oh, he gets it in.
He gets it in. Both feet are in, but it came at a cost because now Evans is injured, number 62. And we're going to wonder if he's going to try to stay in the game. But right now it's 1st and 10 at the 41. And Mendoza steps back, goes into the pocket.
Gets it. Oh, he dropped it
But he
again.
couldn't hold on to it. So now it's 2nd and 10. And now the big question with bruised ribs, it looks like he's going to come back into the game. But now it's 2nd and 10 at the 41 for Indiana. Again, the crowd is going wild. They're trying to make it hard for the Mendoza to try to make
Oh
something
my
work.
goodness. You see this guy is good. He's missing his
look, let him cook. Let him cook. I think that with a lot of what's
burning the kitchen right now.
It's a lot, but let's see if he can handle the pressure on 3rd and 10. And unfortunately, that connection just was incomplete. So now they're going to give the ball back to the Ducks.
So he's overthrowing his receivers by at least 10 yards.
At least.
And you're telling us to let him cook?
I think that if Mendoza can try to get back in a groove, I mean, also just trust the running game as well. It wasn't all that bad. But right now, it's all about the Oregon Ducks. They're going to try to see if they can make some noise. Now it's 2nd and 10 at the 33. Gets it off to number 20. Number 20 is going to go for like 7 yards. So now that's 3rd and 3 at the 40. And number 5, getting ready to snap, man in motion. And now steps back, scans the field, stays to his left. He's going to hold on to it for a bit. And it doesn't do much. It's now 4th and 3rd, or 3 rather, and they're going to kick the ball out.
So I'm surprised they didn't go for it here. Like,
I mean, I don't know if it's just playing conservative, but you are giving a lot of field advantages to Indiana, and that was a pretty interesting run.
It was, and he overthrows his receiver again.
Couldn't get anything out of that.
Is he still cooking?
2nd and 10. Hold on right now. I really think that we should just let him cook for a bit. It is the first half, but that didn't capitalize. So now it's 3rd and 10 at the 36. Mendoza has to do something now. And it looks like he will for the first down.
Wow, he actually connected on the receiver.
And so if it capitalizes, they're at midfield. It's 1st and 10. Steps back. And another complete pass, another 7.
Wow.
For another first down for the Hoosiers. It's now 1st and 10 at the 26. Number 1's going to hold on to it. Doesn't really gain much. It's 2nd and 10. And goes back to Henry. Henry has some movement there, and that's going to give him a gain of 8.
What was he hurling in?
I don't know, but he did manage to make some movement, but unfortunately, he couldn't get anything there. 4th and 3rd, they're going to go for it near the 35-yard line, and it makes it up for 3 points.
What the hell are they doing? Oh, did you see that?
I don't know what that was, but I will say Indiana is on the board first.
Which is true. That's
and now number 15 is going to kick it out. And let's see how the Ducks are going to respond. Oregon holds on to the ball, number 27 specifically, and that is going to put them at the 18-yard line. Number 5 steps back, had to handle the blitz, but number 1 was able to hold on to it well, and that was a gain of 10 for a first down.
I think that's going to take us to a 2-minute warning.
2 minutes. in the first half of this contest between the Hoosiers, and they're up by 3. The quarterback stays in the pocket, doesn't move much. Oh, now he's moving it and doesn't really get much. It's a
About
gain
3.
of 3 yards. So now it's 2nd and 7.
1:47 left to go in the first half. Can Oregon get some points before the end of the half?
And he's holding on to it way too long.
Just got the ball out just in
20
time.
was able to hold on to it, and now they're at 3rd and 1. This is 3rd and short. They should be able to make this manageable. The clock is ticking, 1:30 remaining, and he's going to step back. Here comes the pressure. He has to hold on to it. He's going to commit, and it doesn't get him much. That was a loss of 6 by Wheeler, number 0.
Why didn't you just throw the ball away?
And with that, a wasted opportunity by the Ducks, and it looks like number 2 is going to hold on to receive. With the punt return, he's going to make a gain about maybe 10 yards. So it's 1st and 10 at the 38.
They got pretty good field position.
Mendoza steps out, but he's overshooting it. I don't know what he's doing there, but he did stop the clock at 37 seconds remaining. He's stepping out. That's going to be a completed pass. Gives the Hoosiers a 1st down, 27 seconds remaining. And that was a very interesting spot.
Oh my goodness.
But it came at a cost because the ball was fumbled, but fortunately they recovered it. 2nd and 7.
They're cooking something all right.
I don't know what that was, but that is not going to do.
That should have been a pick.
That should have been a pick. 3rd and 7, 13 seconds remaining. Gets the 1st down, and Mendoza kind of says, you know what? I'm not giving up yet. 10 seconds remaining in the first half. Mendoza steps back, connects it for a touchdown, Indiana.
And they finally get in the end zone right before the half. What a way to go.
Hoosiers with the extra point is going to be up by 10. I mean, it wasn't the prettiest drive, but for 6 plays, 62 yards, they had 7 on the board. It's now 10-0 Hoosiers. And right now, number 6 is going to go for the punt return, puts them at the 18 with only 2 seconds left, enough for maybe a play.
Or they might just take a knee ticket at the half.
Probably a knee is in order, and that's going to do it. And if you're watching, yes, Indiana is trying to tell people they can go toe-to-toe, in this case with the 5th best team in the country, the Oregon Ducks. And look at the stats. I mean, Indiana, when they could throw it, they're throwing it deep. But the rushing yards is leaving me to wonder, are we ready to see the running game in the second half? Because this is really a try to chuck it down as far as you can, and they're not even doing that much of the deep ball. So what do you think the offense is going to look like with Indiana coming into the second half with a 10-point lead?
I think they're going to have to continue to do what they did, just less sloppy. And Oregon just has to just get 3rd down conversions on. Not only that, they got to score. I mean, yes, it's only a 10-0, but they can get ugly quick if they don't put the clamps down.
And right now, Henry's going to go in for a 1st down. Actually, no, 2nd and inches. I thought they would give him that. But that should be an easy maneuver for Henry. He's going to go in for a 1st down. Henry already with 47 yards with 10 attempts. Goes back to Henry. No. Gets it over to number 13, and that's going to be a 1st down. And right now, they're going to try to see if they can make some movement here. They're at the 38. Gives it to Henry, number 1. Keeps on moving. That's going to be a 1st down, maybe more. He could go, but he's going to stay there at the 12.
Now 1st and 10. They're in the red zone.
And back to Henry once again for another 1st down. And now it's 2nd and 6, and the crowd is going wild as they give it to number 29, and that's only going to be a gain of 5.
It'll be a goal line stand.
And number 1, Henry, is going to move it to the goal line, 1st and 1.
A direct snap.
But it's going to be Mendoza that's going to bring in the touchdown for the Hoosiers. And right now, it is 16-0.
They caught the defense on guard with a direct snap, and he just walked it into the end zone untouched.
And now with the extra point, that makes the upright. So it's 17-0.
We just had this conversation.
8-play, 71-yard drive.
We just had this conversation. Oregon needs to put the clamps down. The crowd is still there, but they're going to lose this crowd if they don't do something soon. They still have time, but they got to start doing something now.
But look, you got to give it up to the defensive line of Indiana. I mean, number
oh my goodness,
more is just killing them.
That's the third sack to the quarterback
I
today.
mean, Wyatt with these sacks. I mean, these are people that you need to pay very close attention because they're making it very difficult for the Ducks to move down the field
Another
with
sack.
another blitz. And now it's 4th and 21, and they're kicking it off from the 4-yard line, or at least the line of scrimmage is at the 4-yard line. And look at this. Number 2 is going to start at the 40.
They're going to have excellent field
And that's going to put them at the 41 in the other direction. So this is something that Indiana, they can try to get at least 3 points off the drive if done right. But instead, number 3, he's trying to go for the 6. And he does. That's a touchdown for Indiana.
One play, and they got right back in the end zone. This is starting to get out of hand.
Are you going to let this man cook? Are you going to let this man cook?
He's cooking. He's cooking.
I mean,
the alarm went off a few times, but they changed the battery.
It was a one-play drive for 47 yards for a point.
Do you hit the panic button if you're Oregon?
I would have already pressed that panic button the moment it was already 10-0 in the half, right? Like, this is an instance where right now Indiana is just shutting down the offense.
They got to the quarterback
and again, number 6 is just stopping them at every moment's notice. This is a very difficult moment for the Ducks to try to recover, but the quarterback's going to hold on to it. And with that takedown by number 46, it puts them at 3rd and 6, and they're at the 25-yard line. Number 6 stands back.
And that almost got picked.
That could have been picked right there, but instead they're going to settle for the punt. Indiana's going to get the ball back. I'll tell you right now, if Indiana scores another touchdown, that might do it. And number 2 is going to take the ball to the 42-yard line. If they get another touchdown, I think that's what's going to handle the end of this game. And that's a drop pass. Number 15 gets it out and squeaks it in for a first down. And they're now at the 38-yard line. Number 1, Henry, he's going to move it in, but didn't gain much. It's now 2nd and 10. Back to Henry. Goes up the middle. It's going to get about 4 yards.
He wasn't reading his blocks. If he'd have went to the right, he'd have been gone.
Very much so. But instead, it was a bad misread. And number 13 recovers that, gets another first down. It's now 1st and 10. Back to Henry. Didn't really go through that gap right
nowhere.
Got clogged up. Goes back to Henry, but they were already ready. Number 28 was not wasting any time. It's 3rd and long. Mendoza steps back. Doesn't get anything out of it, so they're going to settle for the field goal.
And it's good.
And that's another 3 points for Indiana. So right now, again, they're trying to pitch a shutout.
And these Oregon fans are not happy at all.
27-0.
Would you imagine this would be the score, but instead it's the away team that's putting up these
And it's not just the away team. You're beating the 5th best team in the country. And right there, they are really reminding the Ducks that you can't be too comfortable at home. Because right now, they have not generated really much offense to the point where they have 0 points.
And you take a check down?
So that's a gain of a yard. No real threat there.
I don't understand and that's the end of the third. I
don't think Oregon has a response for this. If this is the way that they're playing, just that last play alone. Again, look at the rushing yards. They're
negative 23.
At every play, they're probably...
As you can see, the crowd's still into it. So
I don't understand. Like, this is the problem with EA games. Like, you get moments where they're getting crushed and they're so enthusiastic.
Because they want to will the team back to victory. Or at least get back in the game.
I don't think it's happening in this game.
And he gets it.
And number 18 is moving.
See what happens? You get the crowd and now
got 3 linemen that have to say, no, thank you. You have to clog it up. But the Ducks have to continue with those sort of plays because they can't afford to waste any time with 1 quarter to go. Number 22 shut that down. So now it's 2nd and 10 at the 40. They got to make something out of this drive. I don't think they can survive.
It's 3rd and 5.
It's 3rd and 5. Decision making.
Got something.
Gets it for the first down. And so now they move to the 50-yard line. Get to number 20, but no, number 6 was not wasting any time. And now it's 2nd and 14.
4:01 left to go in the fourth.
Steps in, stays in the pocket.
and goes, no, he dropped it. No, a gain of
It's a
2.
gain of 2. So now it's 2nd and 12. And this is going to have to be a big play for them, but the blitz was too much. Well, the screen helped. So now
They're going for it.
4th and 4. I would go for it too. Considering they're down by 27, they need as many points and opportunities as possible.
And
But
drops.
unfortunately, you don't capitalize on it when you don't catch the ball. So now possession goes back to Indiana. Henry's going to hold on to it. That's going to be a first down. He's going to keep on going, keeps moving, and he's at the 29-yard line. That was an excellent run by Henry.
It's 1st and 10, ball on the...
It's on the 29 or the 28-yard line.
With 3:06 left to go in the game.
Holds on to the ball. Henry only gains 1.
And they're smartly killing the clock. I mean, they don't have nothing really to do, which I think is a smart thing to do. Just kill the clock.
Yeah, like you don't have to do anything other than just waste a lot of time. So if the ball goes back to Oregon, the Ducks are going to operate with not a lot of time. So they're going to have to really rush things. And when you're down by 27 points with 2 minutes left to go, a lot of things have to go wrong from Indiana at this point to even make this game even
So
close.
now that we know this game, I don't want to say that, but now that we know this game is a foregone conclusion, what's next for Indiana? And you see, at least in your...
Well, let's hold on for a little bit. Let's see where this goes, because I think that right now they're at a position where... Here's why I'm asking, this is why I'm asking you to hold on for a second. Because regardless if they win this game, which they obviously will with close to another first down, but instead they're going to go for it on the 1, and Henry's going to get another first down.
Why would you not just take the 3? I mean, the game is over.
Here's the reason why. Because they are not playing round 2, right? In round 2, Indiana gets the bye.
Right.
So if they get a bye...
Oh my goodness, another touchdown.
Another touchdown by the Hoosiers. I mean, they're stacking points for a reason.
Okay.
Because when they win, they know they're going into a bye game. They don't want to be in a position where the amount of points that they have doesn't put them high in the seeds going into round 3.
Okay.
So my strategy, if I was them, is score as many points as you can at this point, so that way your ranking, which is influenced by the total number of points that you've gained in your games, is going to give you that advantage for you to face some really good teams and continue to, rise in the standings. But right now, I mean, the Ducks have to do something and they can't waste time, but they did, and that is a loss of 6. It's now 2nd and 12.
Have they converted on a 3rd down?
They have yet to convert on 3rd down.
And they're not going anywhere.
And here we are. Let's see if they can make something happen here. Possibly a first down. But, if they're always not making much on 3rd.
And they're giving up. They're punting the ball. They're giving up.
Why the hell do you think we're going to make any sort of change at this point? I mean, this is the point of submission.
I can't believe this.
This is the point of submission.
Why isn't
the Ducks are
why
done?
Is Indiana not taking?
Indiana is not going to, because they want to get as many points as possible with 30 seconds remaining in the game.
You better hope these other coaches don't curse.
You know what's the craziest part? They're throwing it. They're throwing it.
I don't understand.
Why is there a passing play in a world where you are up by 34 pitching a shutout?
Just to take a knee. The game is over.
With 6 seconds left. Number 29 is going to make it up to the 6-yard line.
These other college coaches don't curse you.
Pause the timeout with 1 timeout remaining. 4 seconds to go. And they're trying to go for 6. Look at this. Mendoza gets it in for a touchdown. It's hilarious because they are abusing the fact that they're not going to get any points in the second round other than the average score.
You're going to get
everybody else. So they're no. They're playing a money ball approach to the game.
Indiana is going to get so many angry.
And you know what? If the rules didn't suggest that advantages go to teams that get the most points in their games, if that rule didn't exist, then sure, the coaches should be pissed off. But there should be an incentive for you to get as many points as possible. And that's exactly what they did here. Final score, Indiana 41, Oregon donut.
Well, we don't need to go
the game. Mendoza, 268 yards for 53% completions. Had, 3 touchdowns last time I checked?
Yeah.
So, yeah, excellent game for Mendoza and Hoosiers.
Well, folks, for all is fair for me.
Whoa. Hold on now. These guys pitched a shutout. That warrants some extra time.
All right. Well,
we
folks,
need some extra time.
Welcome to another extra time. Here we go.
You know why? Because you can't underscore the fact that this team just pitched a shutout against the 5th best team in the country. The Oregon offense generated nothing. Their rush offense, they were in the negative. They didn't go over 200 yards on their pass offense. They have done absolutely nothing in this game. This is the most embarrassing game that I've seen from Oregon since they were first in this tournament. Last year, they were national quarterfinalists. Sure, they squeaked in as the last team, but they did what they had to do in a smaller field with less rounds when more of these games, even from the beginning, are, testaments to whether or not you can make it far in this tournament. They did everything wrong in this game. Now, I'm going to give it to Indiana. I'm proud of Indiana. Indiana has demonstrated that they belong in this tournament. Again, I told you, they came out of the Big Ten. They had to face Illinois in the final of their play-in. And, we haven't seen them since the NCAA 14, 360 game when we did the CFT 14. But we didn't think that this team would not only beat Oregon, but humiliated them at home. Like, that's the crazy part. We have seen a humiliation moment by Mendoza and Henry throughout this entire game. And that's what shocks me, because now I have to say with great certainty a very important question. And I will pose this to you, that other guy. Do we think, from the game we just saw, I know it's the first game of the series, but do you think Indiana has the potential to become a 2-time CFT national championship? Can they pull off a championship win based off of a performance like this?
First of all, pump your brakes.
Oh, no, I'm moving because there was a lot to say. We have to sit through that.
I understand that, but
So,
you talking about championship. Let's.
Why not? Why is my assertion or my question rather a little bit too much?
We can make that assessment 3 games in, 4 games in. Can you make that assessment off of 1 game? No, granted,
yes.
Let me finish. Granted, they shut out one of the best teams in the country on the road, mind you.
On the road.
Which is, look what Fresno State did. Then Fresno State, they won on the road too.
Yeah, but they were facing Oregon State.
You got a point there. So never mind. Anyway, yeah, they shut out the 5th best team in the country on the road, at home, on the road, in front of a hostile crowd. They shut the team out. I don't think Oregon even made any 3rd down conversions. At least
Zero.
Did they even get to their side of the field?
I mean, let's ignore it. Sure, maybe, but here's the thing that I think is more important, and it's more on the quantitative side of things, and that is they left the running game in the negative. They were losing more yards than they were gaining throughout this entire game.
A lot. They went backwards a lot of
They did not go over 200 passing yards.
Hell, not even over.
How many? They had less than 10 first downs.
If this team shows up anymore in this tournament, they're going to be a quick exit. They might be one of the first teams that eliminated.
Oregon should not be. We should not even be saying this about Oregon. Honestly, that is kind of I find it awkward that we're saying that this is the first team that can be out. I think that we have to now pay a very close attention to Oregon.
Or it could be they look past their opponent, and this is probably the result of doing that. We've seen teams do that all the time. They look past their opponent. They're thinking about the next game. They're thinking, oh, we can just breeze by this, and then they get
just
shot.
With all due respect, and I'm not just, I don't want to just be mean to some colleges, but I'm going to say it. But they're not Bowling Green, okay? They're not Western Kentucky, okay? They are a very dominant Big Ten team. This is basically a conference game, or maybe a simulation of a Big Ten championship.
Right,
game.
but we
choke that badly.
We was not expecting. It's one thing. It's one thing to lose.
I'm gonna be honest with you. Yes, but hear me out. You know what was the best quarter of this entire game?
Hmm.
The first quarter.
Right, because nobody scored.
But why?
Because of the defensive shutdown. But then
That we just
something happened.
and then we just gave up on the second.
It wasn't gave up. It's just something happened. Indiana figured it out.
And then Indiana took like nearly a half to figure out how to pass the ball.
Yeah, but then when they did,
come on,
they scored 41 points.
But that's the thing. If you let the offense that starts out that weak figure out ways to get the ball down the field, you are in deep doo-doo.
And not only
You
that,
gave them way too much latitude to allow for Mendoza to get away with some of these passes. Because some of these passes weren't great, but some
no,
of
it wasn't. But not only that, if we're gonna stay on Oregon, let's be real here. Their defensive line was horrible. Their O line was even worse. I mean, the quarterback was running for his life. And
how many sacks did we see today?
I think it was like 5 or 6.
I mean, come on. There was no,
and 3 of them was by the same person.
There was no, the number one thing that I will say is the significant reason why Oregon lost this game is because the offensive line did not do their job to protect the damn quarterback. Now, this quarterback is not the type, Dante Moore is not the type that is going to scramble in the pocket. He is the type that will sit there for at least 2 to 3 seconds before he starts to think, oh, I'm probably going to take this ball and slide down for like 5-6 yards. You know,
but even that,
like you're giving Oregon so much time to try to let the play to develop, and then Oregon just figures out a way to just not make any level of forward progression. Like, come on.
Well, it's a situation where Oregon needs to bounce back. They're already starting the tournament 0-1. Now, we've seen teams start out bad and finish out strong. So I'm not going to count Oregon out yet because they are one of the top teams in this tournament. Now, if they fall 0-2, now we're gonna have that conversation. That word that you threw around in the last tournament starts with an F.
What, fraud?
Okay, you didn't have to say that clearly, but yeah. Let's
I don't.
We're not gonna say that now because it's way too early to say that.
There's no real warranting for me to call any team on the first game of the tournament a fraud.
That's what I'm saying. It's too early.
But I will say this much: you Oregon Ducks were atrocious.
Oh yeah, they cannot continue to play like this.
If you continue to play like this, your early exit might occur by the end of the next game. I mean, there are 6 rounds in this tournament. If you have any shot of squeaking into the top 8, you cannot afford to lose this game on the road. Whatever happens to Oregon, they're going to have to make some real aggressive changes on both sides of the field if Oregon has a chance to stay in the tournament. Because as far as I'm concerned, what I saw today warrants them to not have an appearance in the national quarterfinal, let alone win the tournament. I don't think it's possible from what I've seen here today. It was that bad.
Well, we're going to put all the credit to Indiana. They won the game.
Indiana's offense they were just getting scored after touchdown.
They shut out their opponent, and they deserve
field goals too.
They deserve all the credit, and they deserve their bye into the next round. Well, folks, that is going to do it here for Extra Time. We want to thank you for joining us, even though it might have been a boring shutout game, but it was a game that you watched with us nonetheless. Thank you for joining us for another exciting edition of the CAT for College Bowl 26. I am that other guy alongside Brownsville Gamer.
And remember, if you like what you saw, like and subscribe. Continue to watch our content. We're very fortunate that we have people. Even if it's a small number of subscribers, you inspire me to continue along with that other guy to continue to create some really great content. So if you like what you see, please leave a comment. We would love to hear your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel. We do this for fun. There's no money involved, but we do this because we enjoy gaming in this fashion. So again, have a great enjoyment of this program. We'll see you later. Game of the week. We're going to see one very soon from the first round of the CFT 25 tournament. We'll see you next time.
Have a good night, folks.
So long.